Welcome to episode 333 of the Various and Sundry podcast. I'm your host, Matt Harmon, joined live from the Vault Studio, the beautiful campus of Grace College and Grace Theological Seminary, by my good friend, my colleague, my co-host, and the man who is committed to improving his golf game this summer, John Scott Sloat.
I am committed. Now that I look at it every day.
I mean, it's right out your
back door.
Well, do you consider that the front door or the back door? Like in terms like that. I know how your house sets up. Like you pull into the driveway, and which side? Like the side that faces the lane that your house is on. Do you consider that the back?
Yeah,
okay.
I do. The other side, the front,
faces the golf course.
Faces the golf course, has a painted door.
Okay.
Which indicates front door.
All right. And a sidewalk?
Yes. And a sidewalk and a doorbell.
Okay.
And I think that's the big giveaway.
There you go.
There's a doorbell. Okay. Where there's a doorbell, that's your front door.
Okay. All right.
That's your front porch.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, the 2 times I think I've been there that makes sense. But it's a little unusual, though. Typically,
it throws delivery people off.
The side of the house that faces the road or the street is considered the front, and in your case, it is not. So.
Yeah, we've had many Amazon packages delivered to the back door, some to the front door. We've had some that have just given up at the garage door and just left it there.
Yes. Okay. I've had I think this is our mail person. They have left packages by the overhead garage door, by the eaves spout.
Where the water comes out.
Where the water comes out.
Yeah, not good.
How much, or how, I should say it this way, how little common sense do you have to put it there when if you just walk another 15 feet on the other side of the overhead garage door, there's a side door that you could prop it up against. Or you could walk another 30 or 40 feet and put it on the front step. But instead, you choose the one place that if it's going to rain, it's going to potentially ruin the package.
Yeah.
I do not understand this. So this is episode 333. We are 1/3 of the way to 1,000. We just have to do this for another 10 plus years.
Yeah, I was about to say 10 plus years, yeah. To get to 1,000. We can start doubling up at some point. If we started doing 2 episodes a week with all the spare time we have.
With all the spare time and just abundance of content that we seem to be, yeah. I think that's certainly a viable solution.
Yeah, really excited. At that point, we'll just start taking line by line of the Westminster Confession of Faith. All right, this week we're going to deal with this line.
Yeah.
This week we're going to – and I've heard podcasts do that before.
Okay.
Where they just go, well, we're going to take this line by line or paragraph by paragraph.
Paragraph by paragraph. Okay. All right. How optimistic are you about being able to significantly improve your golf game?
If I play regularly without injury, I think, I went out the other day and I shot a 48. I don't see any reason with regular playing I couldn't get to 42.
Okay. Was that at Stonehenge?
That was at Stonehenge, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So right about there. If I could dip below 90, I'd be pretty pleased.
Yeah, that's good stuff. You start dipping below 90, and that's good stuff.
Yeah, that's usually that was always my goal when I was playing more regularly. Now that I have the opportunity to play more regularly, dipping below 90 might be the goal again.
Okay.
One of the hardest. I don't have my irons dialed in. I just when I hit the ball, I don't know how far it's going.
Okay.
Makes it incredibly hard.
Yeah, a little bit.
Luckily, I'm pretty good with a wedge around the greens, and that has saved my bacon a few times.
There you go. All right. Well, if you'd like to contact the show and give John some tips on how to dial in his irons, you can reach out to us on X at VNSPod. You can email the show, variousandsundrypodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and on YouTube, and we would love for you to leave a 5-star rating on whatever platform you access the show. I did want to remind our audience, we announced this for the first time last week, the summer read that begins June 2nd.
Just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so go ahead and get your copy of Stephen Dempster's The Return of the Kingdom. And we will begin discussing that June 2nd. We'll do 4 episodes where we discuss that, and then the 5th one, which will drop on June 30th. Yeah, 30th.
That sounds right.
Will be our interview with Professor Dempster. And we will actually be recording that
Here in a couple of weeks.
in like early June.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a shout out to our Canadian friends. I mean,
Yeah.
he is the
Well, he might be the person we've interviewed for. No, we interviewed furthest east.
it depends how you figure out Australia.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking through.
Probably you go west for that.
Yeah.
So I guess furthest east,
Yeah.
since he is at Crandall University, which we discovered today is like east of Maine. That Canada dips down
Who knew?
and kind of like almost surrounds Maine.
In an aggressive way.
Yeah. Yeah. Have we considered taking that plot of land?
I wonder. We keep talking about other countries. Why not?
I mean,
this
maybe
one?
that's our first step towards Greenland.
Yeah,
It's just to
yeah.
take that slice of Canada. I mean, just wondering. So looking forward to that. That'll be a good discussion. All right, John, let's talk a little sports. Let's start NBA playoffs.
Okay.
Your Knicks have been like resting forever.
Basically on vacation at this point.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little nervous about how much time they've had off.
So they will play the Cleveland Cavaliers,
Yeah.
who stunned the Detroit Pistons
Yep.
in Detroit in Game 7.
Yeah.
Beating them by, I don't know if it ended up being by 30, but it was in that 25
I
to
was
30.
keeping tabs on it. They just seem to always be up 20.
Yeah, that outcome was as shocking as it possibly could have been. I would not have been surprised if it had flipped, if it had been Detroit blowing out Cleveland. But I don't know what happened to Detroit. They just did not look like
They just
themselves.
fell apart.
And I do think the Cavs have a slight advantage with New York having to sit for a week.
Yeah.
Game 1 will be, tomorrow as we record. So tonight as this episode drops. So almost they've been off a week, the Knicks have.
Yeah, just about. And they were really hot before.
Yeah. So we'll see how that plays.
And it's
in.
on ESPN. Ugh.
It's tough.
I've grown too accustomed to them being on the streaming services, which it looks like the Western Conference playoff is on streaming services.
Is that on Peacock or is that on Prime?
NBC Peacock.
Okay.
Monday night. Tuesday night is ESPN.
All right.
And then
It's just
NBC Peacock, ESPN, NBC Peacock, ESPN.
see. It used to be, and maybe,
Saturday ABC. So maybe I'll catch that one.
It used to be that ESPN would have like the Western Conference, and then like the TNT would have the Eastern Conference, or vice versa, or whatever. And you always knew that way. Now it's like, what is this on? Where is it on? Peacock? Is it on Prime? Is it on ABC? Is it on ESPN? It's the wild, wild west.
Yep. It's changing constantly.
And the scary thing to me is that I fear that that's where football's headed.
College or pro? Or both?
Both. I mean, college is already – I mean, college is not quite there yet, though Peacock does pull a few – like they pull like a game a week from like the Big Ten. And typically it's like maybe the fourth or fifth best game. So it's not like a high-profile game necessarily.
That does seem to be Peacock's business strategy is like, let's have a couple of good shows that people like, right? I think The Office is on there. Friends is on there. There's some stalwarts, right?
Yeah.
And then let's pull 40 professional sports games or college games a year that we're going to get a handful of subscribers for each game for at least a month.
Well, and I mean, they also would have the weekly NFL Sunday night game that NBC carries. They stream that on Peacock
they do both.
as well.
Yeah.
So, but I just don't enjoy having to, okay, I got to go look up, where is this game at? Like, well, what platform do I have to? Can I get this through my normal YouTube TV, or do I have to
pay another $4.95?
Do I have to go onto Peacock or onto Amazon Prime? Like, what is this? So, but I'm telling you, the NFL is. I'm scared the NFL is headed that way.
Yeah,
because when you get to this point where the networks like CBS and NBC and Fox, they're not getting back. They're not making money off those NFL games, meaning they're paying so much for the rights that they're not getting the matching advertisement revenue that comes in to pay that. So they pay, $3 billion for rights, and they might only get $2 billion, $2.5 billion. And that's not a long-term strategy for success.
It's not good math.
But, something like Amazon Prime could come along and be like, well, we're Amazon. We can pay whatever we want.
Yeah.
And then it gets behind the paywall, so to speak. That I just don't think it's good for us, even as this sounds crazy, but I don't think it's good for us as a culture that you can't access many of these games just on over-the-air, put up an antenna, watch kind of access. That if that trend continues, I mean, it's already happening in college football with the college football playoff. You can't access those games on, ABC or NBC. Yeah. Got to go to ESPN. Got to go to TNT. And actually for the college football playoffs, it's all ESPN. I don't know if they do any of those on ABC. They might, but in any case, it's just one of the great things about sports is that I feel like it was one of the few kind of semi-unifying common cultural experiences.
Yeah.
And when you start taking that away where, I think of older viewers especially who are like, what do you mean I got to go sign up for Peacock to go watch this? Or like, I got to get Amazon Prime. I got to pay how much for Amazon Prime just to, I just don't think that's a great thing. In any case, okay. So, Knicks versus Cavs.
Yep.
I know who obviously you're rooting for. Who do you think will win? And in how many games?
Knicks in 6.
Okay. Do the Knicks have the home court, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. So, I think that's probably right. I think I could get on board with that.
Okay.
And then the other one, Spurs and Thunder, which actually starts tonight as we record.
And you think that's a better series? You think that's the championship?
Well, I think whoever wins that series is going to win the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Whether it's a more competitive series, I don't know. I think the Knicks-Cavs series could be really competitive. So we'll see. I still think, unfortunately, the Thunder are going to win that. Not that I'm a huge Spurs fan either.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I know I'm channeling my old man energy here, but I just find the NBA less enjoyable to watch. The style of basketball, the way it's officiated, it's just not as enjoyable to me as it was 10 years ago.
I agree with that. There was I honestly enjoyed watching in the 90s. That was probably –
Now, see, to me, that was too far in one direction.
Yeah. It probably coincides to when the Knicks were good, right? I think about being a kid and watching Patrick Ewing, John Starks, and these
Yeah.
guys play. That was always a lot of fun for me to watch them.
Yeah.
But I don't remember anything about the style of play back then. I like watching Jalen Brunson is fun to watch
Well,
for me.
I mean, mainly by style of play, what I mean is just the ridiculous number of three-point shots that are taken. That you can watch a stretch of an NBA game where it's literally long three, miss, out in transition, long three, miss, back in transition, long three, make, bring it up the court, dribble drive, kick, long three. Like you might go 6, 7, 8 possessions straight where nobody takes a shot inside of 23 feet. I just don't think that's great visually enjoyable basketball. I know them. I know the analytics.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
The analytics say 3-point shots, especially corner threes, and shots at the rim. And everything else is a bad shot.
Yep.
I just don't think that's enjoyable.
Yeah. And I think that's led to I think the NBA has a solved game problem, right? You know, where because of the analytics, and the analytics happen to be right, I think.
Yes and no. There are players, though, like a Brunson, who have good mid-range games and are entertaining to watch in part because of that.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, oh, wow, he pulled up from 12 feet. Look at that. Oh, he posted at the elbow there, did a turnaround jump shot. That was nice. Or like post play. Like whatever happened to post play?
Yeah, that's gone.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
So you just don't see it anymore.
I'm trying to think of a good big man right now. Is there any?
Like a back to the basket kind of guy?
Yeah, I mean, not in the playoffs right now. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is not that.
No.
Mitchell Robinson, he's not an offensive player. He's more defensive.
And even those big guys, they don't tend to be back to the basket, even if they don't shoot threes. Like a Jarrett Allen for Cleveland. He's a rebounder, rim protector, and a screen and roll kind of guy where you throw it up to him and hope he can catch it and dunk it.
That's Mitchell Robinson for the Knicks. So,
in any case, tell me about your Knicks, your Mets.
Mets in this last homestand went 5-1.
Whoa!
We walked off the Yankees yesterday in extra innings. We were down to our last out, down 3, and bombed a homer, a 3-run jack, and came back and won the game and made the Yankees look silly.
Gotta love that.
Which is always fun. So we took 2 or 3 from the Yankees. We swept the Detroit Tigers before that.
Wow.
Tigers are no slouch. We've won 10 of 15 now. We're on our way to play Washington.
Should I print my World Series champion T-shirts? Should I pre-order those right now?
We're still not 500.
Just wondering.
And we keep getting injured, so we'll see how the season goes. But I think the vibes are much better.
Okay.
All of a sudden.
All right. Well, I guess there's hope. Okay. All right.
But yes, the vibes are much better.
Okay.
Right
well,
now.
we're all about vibe check on this podcast. So, did you watch any of the PGA Championship?
No,
I did not.
No.
Had you ever heard of Aaron Rai, who won the PGA Championship?
I've heard of John Ram.
Yeah.
The NFL schedule came out this week.
Okay.
How many primetime games do the New York Football Jets have?
How many primetime games?
Yep, in the regular season. Like how many either Sunday night, Monday night,
or Thursday night
games do they have?
I mean, typically those games are assigned to teams that they think are actually going to be good.
New York, though, biggest market.
Correct.
So that usually gets them some cachet.
Yes, I'll go 2.
They have none. They have 0 primetime games.
Now, that could change
with a flex schedule.
Schedule on a Sunday night.
That'd be toward the end of the season.
Towards the end of the season,
they have to be playing
and the
well.
Jets would have to be in contention for a playoff spot.
Yeah, so they have none.
I love how you talked me towards an answer that I wasn't going to give, and then I give it, and it's no.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
0 primetime games.
Okay. Did you even know the Preakness was run this weekend?
I think I would have known if Golden Tempo had been running.
Yeah.
I think I would have seen more coverage of it.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else in the world of sports?
I'm trying to think of anything. World Cup's coming up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think,
I think
there's
that's
much
it.
else.
There's really not a lot going on other than NBA playoffs. I mean, regular season baseball. I just feel like of the sort of majors in golf, the PGA is the one that is least on my radar.
They moved it.
They did. It used to be in August.
Yeah, it used to be the 4th.
Yeah. And I don't like that. I like this. I liked the old sequence of Masters, U.S. Open, British Open, and then PGA. I don't know why they moved that. I'm sure there's some reason. So anyway. All right, John, time to move on to our main topic.
Yeah.
And this was a suggestion by you, and I think it's a good one. So we're going to talk about Ben Sasse.
Yeah. Ben Sasse is an interesting person and has had an interesting story. So when did you first come across Ben?
Oh, probably.
I remember seeing him at the Gospel Coalition.
Yeah. That would have been like 2018, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's right. Right up.
It
20, might have been
2017?
Yeah, it might have been 2 years before that even. But yes, I remember seeing him at the Gospel Coalition and heard about this politician who was, for lack of a better term, had similar theology for us.
Okay.
Similar theology to us, right? Yeah. Reformed Christian fella.
Yeah.
From the state of Nebraska.
Yes.
Senator. Was the president of a small Christian college there. Did you know that?
Maybe. Remind me.
I don't remember which school.
Okay.
But president of a small Christian college in Nebraska gets recruited to become a senator. And then becomes a senator, and then on breaks would come be a hot dog vendor at Cornhuskers games and picked up garbage with garbage men. Like did a what do you call it? A route or I don't know what to call. I don't know what route garbage men do to pick up trash. You're not helping me at all.
I don't know what word you're looking for. Yeah, a route maybe.
Route?
I mean, it's spelled the same, but like it's like a paper route, a trash route. Like,
yeah, he went on a journey with them. I don't know.
It was Midland University, a small Lutheran liberal arts college in Fremont, Nebraska, from 2010 to 2014.
Ran for Senate after that.
Yes.
And then
during that time, my brother-in-law actually met Ben Sasse.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Did he have thoughts?
Yes, I was very impressed, enjoyed him. My brother-in-law was in the Army Corps of Engineers, and he was in charge of a region, and basically that he was in charge of all of the kind of waterways in that region, which included Nebraska. And there was some massive flooding. I forget what year it was.
I do remember this.
And so he flew in a helicopter with Ben Sasse and was like pointing out to Ben, like, hey, this is what's going on here, and this is, what's happening here, and this is why that, flooded, and this is what we had done, and all that sort of stuff, and was very impressed with him.
So Ben was a senator, and was it 2021?
Somewhere along there.
Said he was going to step away from being a senator
Yes.
and become the president of the University of Florida.
Yes.
And so he stepped back into the realm of higher education.
Yes.
And was there for...
Actually, it's 23.
It was 23.
Yeah, was there for 1 year.
and stepped away. At the time, I believe it was due to his wife's health.
Yes.
Stepped away due to his wife's health. And then, honestly, for me, he kind of fell off the map. I didn't know where he was. I didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Come to find out months, probably a year or two later, end of 25.
December of 2025. Yeah.
Yeah. Was out running. He's a triathlon guy because, of course, somebody that accomplished is. And
obviously.
Out for a run and just had a pain in his, I think it was his back, stomach. And so he went to the doctor and they found him, I believe, loaded. I believe the term that he used was loaded up with tumors.
Loaded up.
That originated in his pancreas, so his pancreatic cancer.
Yep.
That had turned into a number of different types of cancer, including lung, liver, and three other types of cancer.
Lung, vascular system, liver, and lymph nodes.
Yes. So he had just a ton of cancer. And they gave him in December, I believe, 3 months to live. And
I think that's right.
And
3 to 4. Yeah, 3 to 4.
He's
obviously outlived that.
Yeah, he went on some experimental treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And his tumors have shrunk by 78%.
Yeah.
But he has I mean, in interviews, he's come to terms with like my expiration date is approaching, that I am going to pass.
Yeah. My understanding is that obviously that's buying him more time potentially, but it's not going to cure this experimental medication or whatever he's on is not going to cure the cancer. Right. It is buying him more time potentially.
And it's devastating his body.
Yes.
So I don't know. Did you he did an interview with Ross Douthat at the New York Times. Mm-hmm. They put the podcast behind the paywall for what I think are stupid reasons. But the video, the YouTube, which is why it's a stupid reason, is still out there. So you can go see it. And I had listened to the podcast but did not watch the video.
Yeah.
If you watch the video of that podcast, his face is just like bleeding from random spots from this treatment.
Yeah. So this medication or treatment that he's on has very nasty side effects in terms of skin and that sort of stuff. So
he also did a 60 Minutes interview. Mm-hmm. And I believe, I have not listened to it, but I believe he's done a podcast about dying in public. So he's been very forward with this, that he's going to do this in, not, so many people when they go to die privately.
Yep.
And we get a notification on our phone when they pass, Yeah. He's got a 16-year-old son, 22 and 24-year-old daughters.
I think that's right. Yep.
That he's been very open about. He's very sad for obviously to leave behind. But yeah, he's just kind of dying in public, and he's been very forward about his Christian faith and how that has encouraged him and how that has given him a lens through which to view this dying.
Yeah.
So I say all that to just ask the question, as you're watching all of this, what thoughts, reflections, comments have kind of run through your mind?
Well, I think that one of the things that it reminded me of is we as a culture have done just about everything we can to isolate ourselves from death. You think of ancient cultures, like even in biblical times. By the time that you were probably 20 years old, you had probably watched at least one or two and maybe more people die.
Yeah.
Like actually watched them die. Or been like right with them, like right before they died or right after they died. And so I think that as a result of that, there's been a whole shift in our cultural kind of mentality that we're uncomfortable talking about death because it forces us, as I think Ben Sasse has revealed, it forces us to think about uncomfortable truths.
Yeah.
And I think the younger we are, the more prone we are to think, well, sure, someday I'll die.
Yeah.
But that's probably like 50 years from now, 70 years from now, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And then, as you get older, you start to realize, people my age are starting to die more commonly. Like, or even in my own experience now, like the giants of my upbringing in terms of like evangelical scholarship, many of them are not yet dead, but they're old, like elderly essentially.
Yeah.
And so watching them kind of move off the stage and thinking, gosh, like I remember them when they were like in their prime, and now they're like basically stepped off the stage. And if I get an email or a text saying that they have passed away, I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
I'll be sad, obviously, but I won't be surprised. And so I think that, I don't know about you, but, both my parents are living. My last living grandparent, and I'm 52. I'll turn 53 this summer. My last living grandparent died in January of 2020, 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's when my grandfather died.
And so, that means I was mid-40s. Into my mid-40s, I still had a grandparent. Actually, my two grandparents on that side passed away within like 5 weeks of each other. And so, I just think watching Ben Sasse die in public and watching how he's doing it is a remarkable and powerful testimony to the gospel because he's doing it differently. He's not out there – on the one hand, he's not in denial. He's not in this like, I'm going to beat this. Like I'm going to beat the odds. He's like, well, no, I'm going to die. And yet he's doing it in a way in terms of with, I think, grace and soberness and yet humor. Yet in the midst of facing this, in these interviews, he's mixing in humor and lightheartedness that you can tell it almost makes other people uncomfortable a little bit. Those are some of my initial thoughts. What about you? Like as you've watched?
Yeah, I think some of a lot of my reflections have been personal. So it's been, my goodness, am I ready to die like this? I mean,
yep.
You think of somebody like Ben who's in tremendous shape to run triathlons and things like that. That sort of thing is supposed to prevent this sort of thing from happening, or at least the odds are in your favor that way.
Yeah.
And so I think about it like, my goodness, am I ready to pass like that, or am I ready to answer? Because every interview goes like, you're a conservative Christian. You believe the Bible's the Word of God. You believe God is providential.
Yeah.
How do you square these things?
Yeah.
And everybody's asking him that question. And,
sure.
And he has a little bit of a different answer for everybody. And that's been good and interesting to reflect on.
But don't you think that also shows a misunderstanding of Christianity that our culture has to ask that question?
Yeah, I mean, basically, people view Christianity like the prosperity gospel views Christianity, right? They think like, hey, basically you do good things, the Lord blesses you.
Yeah.
And that's not how Christianity works.
Yeah. If your God is real, why would
No pain.
Why would he
Yeah.
why would he bring why would he allow, bring, how are we going to frame that, this into your life? Like why? Which again seems to assume that, if from that perspective that God would never do something like that. And it's just like, have you read the book of Job? Are you aware it's a large book in the Old Testament?
Yeah.
And it talks a lot about that. So I think that
So the name of his podcast is Not Dead Yet.
which is great.
Ben Sasse and Chris Starwalt, who Chris is a journalist, Anglican fella.
Yeah.
And then the kind of the sub title is A Joyful Rebellion. And so it sounds like they're just bringing people on from a variety of areas. I have not listened to it, so I can't really endorse it. But the first episode with a guest is Al Michaels.
That is interesting.
The second one is Conan O'Brien. Mike Rowe
Oh, yeah.
from Dirty
Jobs, yep.
Amy Coney Barrett. Those are back-to-back episodes, Mike Rowe and Amy Coney Barrett.
Wow.
Yep. Let's see. Walter Russell Mead is on there. I mean, just they really
That's very eclectic.
they have an eclectic group.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think watching him go through this and even, again, just watching our culture and the media kind of struggling to figure out what to make of this.
Yeah.
It has been a fascinating glimpse into the underlying kind of worldview of our culture and the media who interview him.
And it's hard to because when you have a narrative about somebody and something like this comes up, it's hard to square those things when what's happening doesn't make sense with the narrative you have about them.
Yeah.
And I think that's happening a lot with the big media types.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We should try to put the links to the YouTube interview with
That's not behind the paywall.
that's not behind the paywall, and then the other one.
He also did a 60-minute interview.
Yes, I'm sure that's up on YouTube as well, probably.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
So I do think one book that I think is really helpful for us as Christians on this topic is Remember Death. And in fact, I was actually very encouraged. Our church did a Sunday school class, like a 7-8 week class on that book.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very countercultural thing to do and to talk about. Now, obviously, there's a way, there are some people who become morbidly obsessed with death, and that's not good. And yet, I think we as Christians should have in one sense, have the best view of death of anyone. But even Christians, I think, sometimes have a very skewed understanding of death. And, I want to be careful, I want to be gracious, but, sometimes the way that even say, people are like, well, this isn't a funeral, this is a celebration of life. And at one level, I understand what you're trying to say, that yes, you are celebrating this person's life, and that's appropriate. We should, yes. But I also think part of the power of the gospel is not felt until you, in one sense, stare death in the face and wrestle with the reality of it.
Yeah.
And that we so want to sanitize things that we don't want to talk about death, or we want to try to diminish its awfulness. Like, in fact, I literally just read this morning in my time in the Word. It's in John 11. And Jesus raising Lazarus from the dead. And there's a lot that's remarkable about that passage. But one of the most remarkable things in there is that Jesus weeps. I've always found this fascinating because he knows that 5 minutes from now or 10 minutes from now or however long, he's going to call Lazarus back out.
Yeah, Lazarus is going to walk out.
He's going to walk out of there. And it's interesting that he doesn't say, hey, guys, everybody just stop crying. I'm going to raise him from the dead. He doesn't do that. He weeps. And I think that's showing him experiencing as a human being the awfulness of death, that this is not the way it's supposed to be, that death is not part of how God intended creation to function.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's right for us to grieve that. It's right for us to weep and to be sad about that. And yet, as Paul would say, not to grieve as those who have no hope. And I think that's part of what Ben Sasse is sort of modeling for us. That he's at one level, realistic about, yes, this is happening to me, but it hasn't ripped away from him every aspect of joy in his life or anything like that.
Yeah.
And yet he's not flippant about it. It's like, it's no big deal. What are you guys all worked up about? I'm going to heaven, so what? There's not that sort of flippancy that sometimes can come across.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of what he is modeling for people is taking it seriously, wrestling with it, but showing that his hope extends far beyond this life.
Yeah.
So, any final thoughts on Ben Sasse there?
I just think it's worth reflecting on a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I think for listeners, it's worth watching the interviews, listening to him talk about this, certainly praying for his family and things like that, but
Sure.
Just reflecting on how we would respond in the midst of being loaded up with tumors.
Yeah. All right. Time now for This Day in Sports History.
All right, this day in sports history, May 19th, 2026. Almost forgot what year it was. 1962, Stan Musial breaks Honus Wagner's NL hit record with 3,431.
That's a lot of hits.
That's a lot of hits. 1973, the 98th running of the Preakness, Ron Turcotte aboard. Did I get that right? Turcotte?
I think so.
I read that name a couple weeks ago. Aboard Secretariat wins in 1:54, the fastest Preakness race ever, recognized in 2012.
Yeah, I don't know if that means that they finally just decided, that's the fastest. We've confirmed that somehow. I don't know.
I mean, 1973, there's got to be footage. We should be able to time it, right?
I would think so.
Anyway, 1981, Pittsburgh Pirates Jim Bibby, was expecting Bobby. It's Bibby. Gives a leadoff single to Atlanta Braves. Terry Harper then retires the next 27 batters.
So almost a no-hitter, just a one-hitter.
Yeah, almost a perfect game. Almost a perfect game.
Yeah.
Except for the first one. 1991, Willy T. Ribs. That doesn't feel like a real name, does it?
It does not.
Overcomes numerous mechanical problems in qualifying to become the first African-American driver to make the Indianapolis 500 starting grid. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, that does not sound like a real name.
Willy T. Ribs? It sounds like a parody of somebody's real name at like a barbecue restaurant.
Yes.
2007, English FA Cup final, Wembley Stadium, London. Apparently there were 89,826 people in attendance.
I guess so.
That's a lot of people. Chelsea beats Man U 1-0. Dieter Drogba scores in the 116th minute.
Yeah.
Scores the winner for Blues' fourth title.
Yep.
Man. Dieter Drogba.
I think it's Didier? Didier?
Do you think it's Didier?
I think so.
I have no idea. I trust you more than I trust myself. 2014 decorated Dutch coach Louis van Gaal confirmed as manager of Manchester United. Ryan Giggs, named assistant, confirms retirement as player at age of 40 after 963 games and English record 22 major trophies.
Okay. Who do you like?
Willy T. Ribbs.
Yeah, there's no other choice there. I mean, come on. Come on now. I think it's safe to say we probably will never have another opportunity to put Willy T. Ribbs.
Well, we can't go back to the well of Secretariat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, surely this man, after he made the Indianapolis 500, at some point, this man opened up a barbecue place, right?
That seems like the only sensible thing to do.
Low-hanging fruit here.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, right? Okay. So Willy T. Ribbs.
Willy T. Ribbs.
It is. One thing you liked.
This weekend, I spent a good amount of time building garage shelving.
Hey.
And it was a little bit of my happy place. I was just out there for hours, cutting pieces of wood, screwing them together, building shelving, and it was just great. And I have a little bit more shelving to build. So
Okay. Well, if you'd like to revisit that happy place, I have got a storage area in my basement in my new home that's being built right now.
Oh, really?
That will be a perfect outlet for your for you to scratch that itch.
I'll send you the plans.
All right. So I'm going to go with the book that I finished recently. Have you heard of this book, Theo of Golden?
No.
It's kind of making the rounds a little bit. The author is a professed believer. It's about this guy who is a famous artist, but shows up in this small southern town.
Okay.
And basically hides his identity as a famous artist. Older gentleman. And he starts he goes into this coffee shop and he sees that there's this guy who has made pencil drawings, essentially, of portraits of people in the town that hang on this coffee shop wall. And he decides that he's going to buy them one by one and then give them as gifts to the person portrayed in the portrait. And that's all I will share because I don't want to give away more than that. But it's a good read. I think part of what attracted me to liking this book is, so now I'm, like I said, I'm about to be 53. And I've begun thinking, you'll laugh at this, what kind of old man do I want to be? Now, I'm not there yet. I'm not there.
You're still middle-aged.
Middle-aged.
Yeah, squarely
in the middle age. But, I mean, let me give you an example. There's an old guy in our church. You know who I'm talking about.
I'm sure I do.
A
but
former
could be endless
former
people.
Professor at our institution here.
Okay, yep, I have a pretty good idea.
This man will come up to me randomly and will just give me stuff from his days as a professor.
Huh.
Like, oh, here's an old, like, kind of leather satchel briefcase bag. I have no use for this. I'm sure you'll have a use for it. Here's a laser pointer. Here you go. Here's some old shirts. Just randomly gives me things. He's got that vibe about him. Now, he's an interesting guy, and I appreciate that. But
if it's the guy I'm thinking of, I was in small group with him.
I think so, yeah.
And during COVID, and he had a Easter quiz prepared over Zoom for us around Easter.
That's the old professor in him.
And then he goes, and John, you're not allowed to answer. So I stayed quiet, and then I got in trouble for not speaking up.
Yeah, that's very him.
Yeah.
That's very him. So, to me, reading this Theo of Gold in one sense is kind of a nice compliment to reading A Man Called Ove.
Yeah.
Have you read that?
I have not read it, but I'm familiar with the premise.
Okay. And that was made into a movie called A Man Called Otto.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks. Have you seen the movie?
I've not seen the movie.
Okay. It's good. It's not as good as the book.
Okay.
But still good. It's just got me thinking, what kind of old man do I want to be? You know, and I'm not sure I want to be the old man that buys portraits off the coffee shop wall and gives them to people, but there's just a kindness that marks this guy that's just, I think, compelling and attractive. And, you know, I've seen enough old people who've gotten crankier and grumpier as they get old.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than getting kinder and gentler. And I want to be the kinder and gentler version there. So that is my one thing I liked. All right, John, we have talked about our summer read. Go out and pick up a copy now. Stephen Dempster, The Return of the Kingdom. We have talked about NBA playoffs, about the resurgent Mets. Buy stock now, folks. We have talked about Ben Sasse. We have talked about Willy T. Ribs.
Willy T. Ribs?
We have talked about your garage shelf building.
Oh, yeah. It's glorious.
And we've talked about Theo of Gold. So I think, by definition, we have covered our various and sundry topics. And so all that's left to say is, until next time, the Lord bless y'all real good.
Later.